on the corruption issue, this is such a complex matter, and we've seen our Afghan friends push back recently. Whenever we criticize them too much for corruption, they point out that we're part of the problem, and frankly, everybody who's criticizing the other is correct about how this has worked. I don't think there are too many Americans, there are some, but not too many Americans who are deliberately, personally corrupt, but the system that we have built is not very effective. And in my trip in May in Afghanistan, I was disturbed, I have to say, by how many top NATO, ISAF, American officials were not yet even on the same page with each other about what the strategy should really be for confronting this. The specific issue that I felt that I had that I gained some understanding of, and this is only one element of the broader Afghan corruption problem, but it's the way in which our military deployment in the South depends on certain Afghan contractors, certain Afghan strongmen, disproportionately. Ahmed Wali Karzai, of course, is the most famous. There are a couple of others. And what we've done is, in the interest of trying to meet the deployment schedules set out by the president, we have rushed. And one of the ways you rush is by working with people you already know. And that means that you pump more money into the same hands who are already benefiting from the system, and therefore to the exclusion of many other Afghan tribes and leaders who are not of the Karzai or Shirzai families, specifically around Kandahar. I think we need to, therefore, reframe the issue a little bit. We're not going to eliminate corruption in Afghanistan, but we do need to view our presence as providing a certain form of patronage which needs to be better distributed. It needs to be more equitable. And if some of that is corruption, then we have to distinguish between different types of corruption. Some types which are regrettable but tolerable, and other types of which actually fuel the insurgency. And it's the latter that trouble me. And specifically, if you put all your money into a couple of people's hands, then you make others upset, and their tribes are more likely to support the insurgency. I don't think there's been enough appreciation of what to do about this. The simplest answer is, of course, to broaden the base of those who benefit from our buildup. That's easier said than done, but it wasn't even being commonly recognized as a core element of what our strategy should be going forward among all the different people I spoke to in May. I think there has been progress since then, but I think we're behind the curve on this one.